ーフォックスというゲームが最初自分が操作をしながら操作をしてる方向
With the previous Star Fox games, what we've really focused on has been these types of games where you shoot in the direction that your ship is flying. And this time the focus was really on having that ability to control the ship independently but be able to shoot wherever you want. And that, I think, it really opens up the game to a lot more possibilities. I think the other thing is that, what's really important with a Star Fox game is that notion of really honing your skills and getting better and better. Obviously, I have to apologize to everyone because originally we had planned to release it in the fall, but we extended the project a bit. And the primary reason that we did that was that our original concept was we wanted to make the game something of a kind of pick up and play style where it would be maybe a little more compact. You'd be able to choose whichever missions you wanted to play, and you would just be able to jump in, play a quick level, and be done. And what we found was that when we showed that style and that concept to Star Fox fans, the feedback that we got was, no, we want it to feel more like a real Star Fox game. And so we put a lot of effort into adding the maps and making it feel like a more robust, bigger Star Fox game. So at first glance, it may not be noticeable to a lot of people, but we have improved the graphical look of the game. We have made the enemy AI a lot smarter, and we've also changed enemy placement within the levels and really polished up the enemy placement and the overall kind of difficulty level. Originally, we were thinking that the smart bombs would only be available when you have the retro R-Wing, but people had requested that we add the bombs back in, and when we did that, we found that having access to the bombs, even in the normal R-Wing mode, really expanded your kind of strategic options and how to approach the levels. Within the different maps, the different levels, you find the junction points and then kind of look for the secret routes to find those shortcuts and different paths through the map to get to the end of the game. So those were some of the areas that we improved.
実はお話の上でも大事なアンドルフの
From a story perspective, these teleporters are sort of the most dangerous of all the experiments that Andros was doing. And General Pepper, realizing what Andros is doing, uses the teleporter to put him into an alternate dimension, and he comes back and is using these teleporting devices to attack the Lilat system from, basically doing these sort of surprise attacks. And then over the course of the story, Fox is able to take advantage of the teleporters to launch his counterattack against Andros. Project Guard, we've actually completed, and we completed it alongside Star Fox Zero as sort of a companion game, and it's now called Star Fox Guard. And the game is, the story is centered around Slippy, and the gameplay is very, very simple. So it's sort of like an introductory game to shooters that anybody can play. And so we're going to be releasing the two games alongside each other.
割と最初から考えてたんです。
We had a lot of different discussions and thoughts about what we wanted to do with the amiibo functionality, but the retro R-Wing was actually the idea of some of the younger staff. I wasn't particularly attached to the Super NES version of the game as much as they were, but they really wanted to have that retro R-Wing in the game. So that really came from them and was their idea. But we do have one other part of amiibo functionality that we'll be talking about again soon.